Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger, my friends. Fatal Fury City of the Wolves Season 2 is right around the corner, and SNK was very nice in that they gave me access to a build that had Season 2 and our newest character of Season 2, Jae Hoon. So, Season 2 of Fatal Fury, obviously besides the new character, which we'll talk about, lots of things are different. How different? I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. I can see some changes, but I do not have access to the patch notes just yet. Rest assured, when the time comes, I'll make a video and just kind of cover everything that needs to be covered. But there's a lot of interesting things going on, lots of new cancels, lots of new combos, things you just couldn't do before, so look forward to it. So, Jae Hoon's the main star of the video, so we're going to talk about him, but a few things first. One, hey, we got an all-new beautiful stage. Fatal Fury's been adding a lot of stages to the game. That's always very welcome. We love our backdrop, so this is a cool stage. And you might notice there is a frame data reader now at the bottom. So we have that now. Now, to be fair, this is not new as of this patch. This was actually added in the Mr. Big patch. But I know a lot of you are coming back for Season 2 or just otherwise interested for Season 2. And you probably haven't seen it before. So it's there and it's really good, because it gives you just a lot of particulars. Actually, I think it gives you a little bit more info than Street Fighter 6 does, actually. So play around with it is pretty cool. But hey, let's talk Jae Hoon. So it's been a hot minute since Jae Hoon's been around. Like, obviously, Jae Hoon was in Fatal Fury Mark of the Wolves in the 90s. And here he is again in 2026 for Season 2 of Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. So now let's talk Jae Hoon. So what is Jae Hoon for Fatal Fury City of the Wolves? So if you don't already know the character, this is Kaphwan's son, famous for King of Fighters and Fatal Fury, and also the brother of Dong Hwan. And he's pretty neutral / buttons oriented. He's got some mix, we'll talk about it, but he's not like a mix-up scumbag like his brother Dong Hwan is. He's more traditional footsie style. Now this certainly is helped by some ridiculous buttons like stand heavy punch. Like, yeah, that hits from that far away. What? And it's a pretty good button because it has a wild punish attached to it. So say you catch somebody whiffing a button, right? Are they going to go for the ride? Turns out, yeah, they're going to go for the ride, and a pretty spectacular fashion as well, right? It's very easy for him to get some very real big boy damage off just a simple whiff punish stand heavy punch that has gigantic range. But yeah, so he's got the range. Even his lights have incredible range. He keeps his light from Mark of the Wolves, so it's just a 6-frame jab, has really good range, just quick little annoying poke. And we got this for big button whiff punish pokes here for heavy punch. How about heavy kick? Heavy kick is ridiculous. Okay, on his face. So you can tell here 2 hits. Okay, sure, whatever. Notice it's +5 on hit, which means it can link into a jab. And if you can link into a jab, hey, you can get a little combo afterwards. Okay, it's not tons, but. This nonsense is also plus on block. What? So I don't need any feints or whatever. Like he's got like moves in the feints that are +2, like stand, or rather close heavy kick. But just far heavy kick on own face is just plus. Like that's a little crazy. Now, just to note, because there are weaknesses for everything, right? So this is this game, and defense is very strong in City of the Wolves. So if you smell it coming, you have the read, you can hyper defend the second hit, right? You gotta be quick, you gotta be really on the ball, but it's possible. And also, the first hit is effectively what you would call a high, so it would go over your head. Now that said, the second hit is still plus on block, so it doesn't really matter, right? So if you block this, you kind of messed up. It's his turn, but just to bring it up. But yeah, so he has terrifying buttons. Again, to close heavy kick up point blank with a feint is plus on block. And it'll even go into another heavy on regular hit, crouch heavy punch. So you can get some pretty fancy combos without trying too hard, is what I'm trying to say. He's got the range and he's got easy plus frames. Even got fun stuff for like combos, like close light kick, right? +7 on hit. So close light kick immediately links to close heavy punch, which is a multi-hitting heavy, which gives you tons of time to hit confirm into whatever you want for your combos. And before you get the idea, okay, well, he's got some plus frames, he's got big buttons, so he must be like an honest, neutral character. Don't worry, he's got some greasy stuff. Like, he's got the dive kicks, just like his daddy. And to that point, he's got some extra greasy stuff, because off dive kick, you can make it get slow or overhead as well. But so that's some of the basics. Let's talk about his move set. What does he do? So he's a Kim family member. So like all Kim family members, he's particularly airborne. So he has like a command normal in the air, double hitting air normals, which is not too rare in this game, but it just gives him more aerial offense. Just like in Mark of the Wolves, he's got some fun neutral tools in his backdash. So he actually has a command normal off his backdash. So if you backdash and hit 4 light kick, he'll then immediately run forward with a big old boot to the head. Now, in and of itself, it's not too much, but it is special cancelable and counts as a heavy as far as like the hit stun goes. So you can go into just heavier moves, like say some of your breakable launcher moves, and then just kind of go from there. So if you get it connect, cool, get a little bit of a combo going on, and if not, it's kind of low consequence. Now he's got a lot of the Kim Clan classics, like he has the splits kicks. Although these are extra imaginative as they're very much on fire and burning everywhere, right? So this is a move you're going to see in a lot of fighting games in some way, especially with Taekwondo users. But once again here, graphically, just very impressive with all the flames. And it is one of your main combo moves, especially for like Rev Excel cancels. It's death on block, but you need it for combos and just general pressure. Now, returning from Mark of the Wolves, he has his low sweep into the axe kick. So it's basically what it is on his face. A couple things to note. Even though it looks like a low, this is not a low. I know, like, you are trained in fighting games to think that's a low. It's not a low. But the game being the game, it got some fun properties. Like, you can break cancel it. So if you break cancel it, you end the move early, and then it just becomes a launcher from which you can do another one, or he's got some other fun moves we'll talk about here. You can do general combo structure stuff. It also helps that on block, the break version is very safe on block. It's still negative, you'll lose your turn, but you're not losing out too much besides that. So that's really handy. And as far as launchers go, just like the regular rules of the game, you can do like an EX break into a heavy break into another juggle. As long as you are not using the same version twice in a row, you can just keep juggling them. But yeah, so it's just quick hit into an axe kick follow-up, and if you want to, you can break it early just to keep it as a launcher. Now the axe kick itself, you can just do the axe kick kind of raw now. You don't have to do the follow-up. And this is really good, actually, because it puts him high up in the air. It lets him just avoid a lot of what's on the ground. Like, if people are doing a lot of lower profile moves, you can just kind of go over it. It's effectively like going for a hop just a little bit quicker. And also, the spacing will work out in your favor. Say it happens to be blocked. As long as you didn't space it terribly, it's barely negative on block, so it's kind of low consequence. Also, the enhanced version is plus on block. So if you just want to force it to be your turn no matter what, just do the enhanced version, of course, watch your rev gauge, but do the enhanced version, and it's always your turn. Also, it's great for combos because it'll bounce people in the middle of a combo, the enhanced version will. He also maintains his flurry kicks. So just like, you know, any other move, it's good for combos. The thing that's different about this, though, is you can hold the button, or if you even just do the heavy version, this will be a guard point, meaning he'll just defend against anything and then hit them on the other end. So this is a defensive move. So say someone's coming your way and you just know they're pressing buttons. You can let them press their buttons, have your leg up here, and then just start kicking them on the other end of things. Now keep in mind, it's not the safest on block, although the enhanced version, you can break it before the final hit. And if you do it before the final hit, then it's only -1, so it's whatever, right? So you get the armor property, the guard point property, while not putting yourself at too much risk. Also, if you do the hold version and then cancel it, then that's actually plus on block. So another way for him to get plus frames. But if you hold it and then break it, either by just doing a manual break or by hitting the rev button, he'll just get the guard point property and then put his leg back down. So you can put it up, make him block, and then go for a throw or something like that. There's a lot of ways to be tricky with him. So another thing he inherits from his daddy is he's got the old up kicks. So a thing to note about that before anything else, this is a charge move. So this has been a charge move in the past, but I was wondering if it was going to change. Fatal Fury does not have many charge moves, so this is a charge move. And like you would expect for the rules of this game, the light kick version is full invincible. And the heavy kick and EX versions are air invincible, but the light kick version is invincible to everything in the game. So the heavy and enhanced versions are both breakable. So you can just do combos or whatever you want, right? And it can also make them safe on block. The thing here, the heavy and enhanced versions also have follow-ups where you can do a big old axe kick downwards to spike the enemy to the ground, which is very handy for extra damage. And in general, as long as you're not looking to spend too much meter, like it's a good way to like meterlessly end combos as well, just to get the little spike down and just follow up on the ground. But yeah, the big thing is, this is, the big no fly zone move. It's full invulnerable if you do the light kick version, and it's charge. Once again, there's very few charge moves in this game. So seeing a charge move return is kind of welcoming. I like charge moves, so big fan. And last and certainly not least, also from his daddy's move set, is he's got dive kicks. So it's quarter circle forward and kick in the air. And yes, this isn't Street Fighter, y'all. You can do this from a neutral jump. If you want to spend a little bit of meter, you can do it from a backwards jump too. There's no restrictions. You can go a little crazy with it, and it's just a bunch of multi-hitting dive kicks. So a couple things to note. Like any dive kick, it can get blocked, right? And this is kind of all about the spacing and how many hits you get in. Sometimes it can be barely negative, but let it rock. If your spacing is good, you'll mostly be good, but you don't have to. We talked already, like, it's a good, honest, neutral boy, other than like some of his hilariously, stupidly strong buttons, but mostly plays it fair, right? This is where he can get silly, because off some of these dive kicks, you have multiple options. Like, I can go low. That's a true low. He doesn't have many true lows. This is a true low. And then when you're blocking low, that's an overhead, y'all. So now he can low overhead you off his dive kick. So it's already a dive kick and useful in all the ways a dive kick is useful, but then also flip a coin, right? And here's the extra fun bit. So flip a coin. So admittedly, the low, if you get blocked, you're dead. Like that's the way the cookie crumbles, right? But the overhead can be safe on block as long as you space it correctly. Like that's -2. It can be as low as like -1, like as in barely negative at all. And then there's another layer guessing game, right? Okay, now you're worried about blocking low. Now you're worried about blocking like overhead last second, right? What if I just do nothing and throw you, right? That's another option on the table. That like you can get a little scummy with this. And keep in mind, it's aerial, right? So the enhanced version of aerial. So anything that leaves you in the air, like say the plus on block axe kick we talked about earlier, right? So you can Rev Excel cancel directly into that. So then they gotta worry about multiple layers of aerial offense. So he can be really tricky. Like axe kick, dive kick low, break, and then cartwheel and boom. Like it's not the most damaging example, but just to give you an idea, right? So even though he's mostly an honest boy, the dive kick's full of some shenanigans. Now, of course, we have a variety of supers as well. So this is where it's a little different. So the kick super, quarter circle forward, double quarter circle forward and kicks. So it follows like the traditional way of his supers from Mark of the Wolves. So the light kick version, I love the animation, by the way. It's like Phoenix while he's kicking upwards. Awesome. And the light kick version is also full invulnerable. So if you don't have charge or whatever for the flash kick, you'll have this at a bare minimum. And of course, the level 2 version, bigger, more cinematic, more damage, all the stuff you would expect. So the punch super is a bit different. For one, it's slower startup, but it's also a launcher. So you can do stuff after the fact. So basic example here, but I can launch them up and then just go right in the splits kick and get a little bit extra damage. And say like you're in the corner, right? That means you can get a little bit more extra damage just given your moveset and what's possible, right? With, Rev Excel cancels, all that kind of stuff. So even though on its face it does less damage than like the kick super does, the fact that it launches means you could potentially get a lot more. And also the level 2 version is kind of more the same. So we'll do all this kind of stuff here, and then we're going to ground bounce them at the end. And from there, we can just juggle them and keep on going. And that's a lot more lenient in terms of like what it'll allow you to do and where on the screen it'll allow you to do it. So basically, kick is invincible, very invincible. You just get all your damage up front. And the punch supers don't do as much damage, but they give you juggle potential. So whatever one works for you at the moment. And of course, the hidden gear, which is just big, fast, and does a lot of damage, just like everyone, right? It's the big cinematic super. And here we go, and we're just going for like the flip kick of the ages in slow-mo and take way too much damage from the enemy. So that's sort of the move set in a nutshell. So that's sort of the basics of Jae Hoon. We have a lot of characters coming in Season 2. We have like Blue Mary, Wolfgang Krauser, the legendary Geese Howard. And of those characters, plus the mystery characters we don't even know about yet, he's definitely the most straightforward. Although I don't mean that in any kind of bad way. Because he's straightforward like a sledgehammer. Like these monstrous footsies buttons, like stand heavy kick. An advancing forward moving plus on block combo starting move? What? Like, he ain't subtle because he don't need to be subtle. This ain't no mark against him that he's not particularly tricky. Although, he does have dive kicks that come with like baked in low overhead mix-ups. So, like, that ain't nothing either is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, if you like someone who's relatively straightforward and just has big buttons and does very flashy moves, because everything he does is very flashy, this is definitely the character for you, and he's kicking off the season. So when Fatal Fury City of the Wolves Season 2 goes live, he's out right away. And of course, there's going to be other things like a patch, which hopefully should be covered not too long after this video goes live on the channel. I don't know what the patch is yet, but I'm looking forward to it. And just a lot more City of the Wolves coverage as the year goes on. But yeah, Jae Hoon, I've been vocal in the past. I don't like Jae Hoon, but I'll give him props this time around. In this game, in this season, he's pretty cool. I'll give him his props. So he's pretty alright, and looking forward to more Season 2 content for Fatal Fury. And that all said, well, my friends, that's the end of the video. So, thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well. And go out and play some Fatal Fury.